gentlemen.
Applesauce is wonderful when you're eating pork chops. Is that this show? It's not this show. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to SEN Live. That's the show. At least that's what they tell me. Thank you for everybody who's joining us here today on this wonderful, wonderful day. It is a freezing cold March 18th in Los Angeles. And by freezing cold, I mean like 50 degrees. So everybody in Chicago can tell me to go fuck myself. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. And on the show, the silver-haired fox. What's going on over there? Ben, is that new?
Yes, I did it last week.
Okay, because I was like, it's almost like you wanted to be Bruce Wayne to just do this review. So I like what you're doing there.
It looked good. I need to send in some new headshots to Nerd Chronic for these promos.
You're gonna have to. So I think it's so funny. I'm pretty sure. You know what I got to do? I think I set a call with somebody today, and I clearly said at a different time, and they thought it was East Coast time, so they're calling me. Anyway, Alex Marzoña is here.
Hello, I am here. I got another Ryan with me in the background here because it's his birthday today, so happy birthday, Ryan.
Happy birthday, Ryan!
Oh, thank you guys.
He's now 47
years young.
Wow.
Ronin year.
He's not two times my age or anything, or I'm not 2 times his age.
Nailed it, Brett.
Yeah. I mean, I tried.
Go back to yesterday's show.
I told myself today, I said, you know what, this is the one. It's the one day that I'm able to actually try to take time off to say, okay, I'm going to sit down and do this show, and within seconds, it's like, hey, can you get on a phone call right now? And I'm like, no, I can't. I had a devastating conversation last night. Brett, you're gonna absolutely relate to this, and Kate, you're gonna have to go through this. The 9.5-year-old figured it out last night about Santa and the Easter Bunny and leprechauns and all that.
Why did she call you about it?
She called me.
She's on East Coast time.
It was absolutely heartbreaking. And it's like my wife did it 100% right, and I wanted to.
Donated $20. So I watched this at 5:30 a.m. Central Time to mitigate all the server crashes and holy fucking balls. Having not watched the original 2017 version, the Snyder Cut is certainly one of his best works since 300 and Watchmen. Could this be better than both?
We're going to talk about that in a little bit. I just want to get to the heartbreaking conversation I had with my daughter.
Yes.
So for years, for St. Patty's Day, she's been chasing like this leprechaun, and we've been having like leprechaun traps and all of this stuff. And my daughter's a very, very smart person. She just is. She's full. I mean, the epitome of what a child should be. She's got that innocence and all that stuff too. But there's something. She's just really smart. She reads books in like 2 days. It's insane. She's read more books in her lifetime in the last 2 months than I've read in my lifetime. And she is just very smart. So my wife and I, we the night before, we put out the little leprechaun traps, and my wife goes, I'm going to write a little note. And I go, you're going to write a note? I'm like, you're going to recognize your handwriting. She's like, nah, I'm going to do it in different. So she does it, and the kids wake up, they're doing the whole thing, they're doing the leprechaun stuff. They're very excited about it. And last night, my daughter comes out and she goes, all right, guys, tell me the truth. She goes, are you guys the leprechaun? And we're like, oh no. And my wife looks at me like, and I go, and I'm like, and she's like, and my daughter starts like getting tears in her eyes, and she's like, and she starts going over it, and she's like, because all this different stuff, like I can't figure out how the footprints are made, but the notes and all this stuff. She's like, she's like, half of me wants to believe that it's real and Santa's real and all this stuff, and the other half is telling me that I got to figure this stuff out. So what's the answer? She says to my mom, to my mom. Her mom. It's the same sometimes. It's to her mom. And so my wife looks at me she looks back at her and she goes, "Do you want me to tell you the truth?" And she's like, "Yeah, tell me the truth." So she tells her, she's like, "I'm never gonna lie to you." She's like, "I'm not gonna lie to you. You want to know this is the same conversation I had." And I'm like, "Oh, this is it's." And I'm like, and in my head, I had that one voice going, "Fucking lie!" I'm like, tell her Santa's watching right now and go to sleep. Plus the fact we're not gonna be able to use that on her anymore.
Yep.
If she's bad, Santa's not gonna give her shit. That's gone. And I'm like, fuck. And it was just devastating. But it's exactly right. That's what we said. We said that the spirit of Christmas is real, the spirit of it. But this just shows you what a good kid I have, and I'm so happy about it. She turns to me and she goes, "Yeah, but I can keep the magic alive for Maisie."
Yes.
And
That's
and she wakes up this morning and she's like, "Maisie, the Easter Bunny's coming," and blah blah blah, and putting this whole thing. I'm like, that's just a good child. That's just a good child.
Christian, silver lining. Now she knows all that cool shit was from you. That's the thing you have to hold on to for years. Like Santa always gets credit for all the good shit.
I know, it's true. But it was just heartbreaking. It was just heartbreaking. Like,
because you know that magic is kind of slipped from there. The magic of things is.
Yeah, I know. And I told her, I was telling her, it was just tough. It was just really tough. But she was like, someone asked how old she's 9, and so I think I was like 10 when I figured it out. And so it's just tough. It's just tough. So that whole thing happened, and I was like, it's just one more step of them getting older too, so it stinks. Anyway, going into some other stuff, we are going to talk about, and now I'm going to do spoilers. I do have a spoiler review already of the Snyder Cut on the channel. I did it with Mike Kalinowski. That's on there. Winston Marshall is going to do a full one with the Inner Geekdom show. So tomorrow it's an Inner Geekdom takeover from 9 to 10. It's going to be a full-on episode of the Inner Geekdom when they talk about Winter Soldier and Falcon and Winter Soldier. And then on from 10 to 12, in place of SEN tomorrow, will be the Inner Geekdom show, and it's going to be a full-on spoiler-heavy conversation on the Snyder Cut. So give enough people time. So we're not going to do a spoiler conversation. We're just going to do a regular conversation. I think that I'm like, we already have difference of opinion on this show. To me, it's up there. I'm going to watch it again. It is up there with probably my favorite DCEU or Snyder-Verse, whatever you want to call it, movie. I put like Man of Steel is probably my number 1, and then this is right behind it. I think this movie is so superior to what came out in 2017. The things that I liked about the 2017 are all in the movie, and a lot of the stuff that I didn't like of it is now gone because it's the 2017 is so sloppy, and there's so much more. There's like an actual coherent story in this, and it just moves. And I love the way that it's shot and the music and everything. And for people who are like, "Oh, it's too long," it's on a streaming
Doggin
service.
donated $20. Happy 24th birthday to the great John Jamal Ryan Nilsen. Also, who is this fucking guy hosting today?
I know.
He looks kind of familiar.
It's Fat Dane Cook.
Stop.
James Wheeler donated $20. Good morning,
James.
everyone. Happy birthday, Ryan. And thank you, Kate, for the dance lesson last night.
Hey. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
yeah.
Kate, should I set the goal today at $1,000, and then I'll prank call my wife on air?
Nope.
I'll fucking do it. I'm in the mood.
I'm good.
I'm in the mood. Fuck it. If we hit $1,000, I'll prank call my wife on air. She's already pissed off at me. She's like, you left a breakfast mess. I'm like, let's see what I'm doing in the morning. I get worried about the fucking breakfast mess. I'll do the breakfast mess later. I got 87 shows I got to deal with. I got to tape my match later. You break the breakfast mess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Definitely start the prank call with that, I think.
That'll be the last time you see me on this show.
Not to really add flame to the fires, but tell her you have somebody in there with you that you're like, Brett's over. Don't worry. I think he's fine. We don't have masks on.
That's actually not a bad idea. I was gonna say that there was a truck outside that I needed her to take like the stuff inside right away because I need it for the show and I needed to bring it back here and have her. But maybe I'll do it. I'll say, listen, Brett's here. He's on the air with me, and like I had to show. So like, I need an extra mask. Do you have an extra mask? I'll do that. She'll be so pissed off, but I'll do it. if we hit 1,000 today, so I'll do
He's
it.
got an appointment to get the vaccine, so don't worry.
Yeah, that's what. Yes, hey, he's actually stopped. He stopped over on the way before he's getting the vaccine. I should be so mad at me, but it'll be worth it.
I still don't like this.
Kate's gonna pay. What's the payment for not having to do this?
If we had 1,200, can we cancel?
We should. We'll do 1,500. We'll prank call Gucci and tell him that we'll come up with something good. Anyway, so going back to the Snyder Cut, like I just thought that for me, I did like the 4-hour complaint is the thing that I get the least, because especially for like without spoiling anything, without the last.
_Sutherland donated $20. Christian, please tell me you saw the Wendy Williams burp fart. I mean, right up our ally, right? And
yeah, it's a
happy
long time ago.
birthday, Jamal Ryan Nilsen. Hi, Kate. Hi, Brett.
Thanks, y'all.
Yes,
Fart
happy
up.
birthday. Is it really your birthday today?
Yes, it's really my
really
birthday.
is, yeah.
Happy birthday.
Also joining the Silver Fox and Alex Marzoña on the show are Brett, Sheridan, Kate Mulligan, and birthday boy Ryan Nilsen.
Did I never introduce you guys? Yeah, you guys are on the show more than I am. They know who you are. Doesn't matter anymore. It's like you guys are the stars of this fucking show now. It's like they got to introduce you. Fuck off. So, thank you. But yeah, I mean, I like the half an hour, like at the end is like, if you look at it, all what I say, it's like post-credit scenes, and it's ultimately for Snyder to say, hey, you like what I just did here? Let's continue this shit. Let's keep it going. That's what he did. So the overall, it's a, and like Ben said, Ben's watched it in I don't know if he said it on here, but he's watched it in parts, right? That's why it's there for parts, and it's not there. If it was a theatrical cut, I would say to somebody, okay, I understand. Why would you release like a 4-hour movie that's hard to do and to try to gain dollars off of? But for a streaming movie, I think it flows for the cut. It's like ultimately a 3.5-hour movie. I don't understand the complaints of like it's too long. It's you knew it was this long. You knew it was this ultimate cut. You knew it was everything that he was going to do. So that complaint to me is pretty silly. But what did you think of the movie there, Ben?
I like it. It's definitely like, it's strange to see how they released what they released in 2017. Even the simple stuff of like really fleshing out Cyborg's character. Like Dan Murrell, I feel like said it best, like with all his stuff going on with WB, like it feels like a vindictive move almost. Like
when they cut him down, yeah.
Yeah, when they cut like so much of his stuff away. And it doesn't, like, there's a lot of stuff that you could easily put into and make Justice League 2017 2.5 hours, and it would make it so much better. Like, yeah, it's
his story. It's his story. It really
Cyborg,
is. It really is Cyborg's story, and it works very well. And everybody is flushed out, and it just shows how much. And again, I'll do like kind of just a non-spoiler thought. I'm going to do a full non-spoiler review today of Falcon and Winter Soldier. I watched the first episode yesterday, and I know you guys are tired of hearing me say it, but it's just what you're able to do on streaming, what you're able to do on television with these now. It's just a different game. It's a different game. You get more character development of both the Falcon and the Winter Soldier in one episode of this show than you did in what 10 movies that they were in together or whatever it was. It's not even a contest, because the movies are really good, but the difference is they're focusing on them. You get backstory. There's so much more on Falcon. Falcon became so much more of a cooler character in this episode than in any of the movies. I liked him in the other movies. He's badass in the first opening scene of this thing. It's incredible. And then what they're doing with Winter Soldier and stuff, that how, the dealing with the aftermath of everything that's happened after Endgame. It's really, really it's a push. And I think that that's the same thing that Snyder Cut benefits from, is because you're sitting there watching this thing on streaming and you're enjoying it as saying, okay, I'm at the comfort of my own home and I'm going to check this out. I can watch it in parts. Batman is more developed. Wonder Woman is more developed. Aquaman's certainly more developed. Everybody is more developed. And the scene, Ben, I don't know if you agree or disagree with this one, but like the bank, not bank robbing scene, but the terrorist scene in the 2017 scene was fine. But in this scene, it's so much more brutal and real. And like, I don't know, I just thought it played so much better in this version.
I liked it better in this version too. And even just like, I'm trying not to give anything away, but just going back to Cyborg, like him realizing his powers and like watching people.
Yeah. Yep.
I almost teared up. I was like, what is happening right now? Like, it's 12 a.m. and I'm watching the like part of this thing. Like, what is going on? like some of the music and slow-mo is a little overdone for me. It's not like this like masterpiece for me yet, and I haven't finished it, so I could change my mind. But it's so much it's just strange to me like why they insisted on like a 2-hour movie and like cutting everything down, and it's so weird. But
I think that dude, what they were trying to do, and I think I can't remember who I was talking about this with Mike on a spoiler review. I think because at the time when that movie was coming out, and I think Endgame was either Infinity War was about to come out, and the Avenger movies have come out. And I think that they were trying to get to that tone because their other movies didn't have the same kind of reaction they were hoping it would. Yeah. And they just butchered the ultimate vision of what this is, because in the 2017, and this isn't a spoiler for anybody, you see it in the trailer, but Darkseid is not even part of the 2017 movie. Right. He is a massive part of this film, and like the ultimate like reason why Steppenwolf is there. Steppenwolf is a soldier in this movie as opposed to the big bad. He didn't work as the big bad.
Hotel
he works
donated $20. Hey WB, you know that little 4-hour film Justice League Snyder Cut? This is how you do a superhero film. 9/10. Stuck the landing and great story throughout. Nice totally introductions to new characters, and you did it the opposite of Marvel. Ties Endgame.
Damn. I mean, is there a random Russian family in this one?
No, thank God.
Okay.
Thank God. That was a thing. There were some things that I hated about the 2017. I give the 2017, I think 3 or 3.5. I can't remember what, but it was the stuff because I knew
on
there
a
was
10-point scale.
Yeah. No, but I knew that there was a story there. I knew that there was. I'm like, you can see that there's an actual story. I just didn't know. I'm like, I think I can tell what Snyder did and what we did. I can't necessarily tell, right? But I think I do. And I was like, and as I'm watching the Snyder Cut, I'm saying, okay, well, that's got to be gone, right? And it was. And then there was something that was in the trailers of the movies leading up, and I'm like, please be in there, and it's in there. And then there was another thing, like there was a lot of kind of controversy. Like, why did that happen? And that's gone.
Kristian, it's time to give the fans what they want: a triple threat first class match. Cooley High versus Dagan versus 50 Shades. Wow.
I know, seriously.
That's
the one.
Well, Kristian, that's the rivalry on stereo. They've started a rivalry.
A rivalry.
We'll talk about that today.
But jumping into that same conversation though, Ben, because you haven't seen the end of it yet, but once you get to the end of the movie itself, it does. First of all, as HBO Max crashed last night, with all the people trying to get the Snyder Cut, so I'm wondering what the numbers are as far as new subscriptions in general, how many watches, all that stuff. Because what I think that should happen personally is that you don't have to cancel Matt Reeves' movie. You don't have to cancel all of these movies that you were going to already do. Clearly, Joker and all that stuff, it worked, and it can work outside of the Snyderverse, right? I am very curious now. I think that this movie sets up such a great path of what happens next. And I think for an HBO Max original movie, Justice League 2 and Justice League 3, you don't have to put them out in the theater. You make them as specific HBO Max movies. That's your content. Because right now, Warner Brothers has like Dune and Godzilla and Kong and Matrix, and they have all that. But eventually theaters will open again, and they're going to need more original stuff. This is one of those big movies that they can make into their they can continue on doing the Snyderverse for HBO Max. I think that would work. I think that's a good strategy. But what do you think, Alex?
I haven't seen the movie yet.
Okay.
I probably won't be able to until Sunday because I'm doing South by Southwest this week. But I mean, what you're talking about, it sounds like it's whatever he's setting up sounds good. I think it should be more of streaming because at least they can bolster their HBO Max numbers with that, and then keep their, Matt Reeves, that kind of separate universe. They can keep those universes separated,
right?
So there's some brand recognition,
Yeah. Well, Ben, what do you think so far from what you've seen? Obviously, do you think that there's an opportunity there for them to, continue this thing on? Do you think it's worth it?
I think there's an opportunity. It is a little bit of an uphill battle for me to want to continue the Snyderverse because I'm not a big fan of Man of Steel or Batman v Superman. But so far, this is my favorite Snyder movie. Like I will tell you that for sure. I like this better than Man of Steel or Batman v Superman because it does have like his darkness to it, but like just the scene with Wonder Woman, like you said, just adding the one scene at the end of the museum terrorist attack where the little girl's like, "Can I be like you one day?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "You can be anything you want." Why'd you cut that?
Right.
It's 30 seconds and it adds so much to the end of the scene. Like, why'd you cut that?
You know, it's funny though. I'm actually pretty glad that they did now because it shows
makes
that
it better.
It just makes it so much better, and it also shows that there were two different visions of this film. There were two. There was the studio vision, and you can't just, obviously bringing Joss Whedon into that is part of that vision. There was the studio vision, and then there was Zack Snyder's vision, where he said, "No, this is the way that this whole thing needs to flow." And I understand where, as a studio, you're going to get hesitant of like, well, does it need to be 3 hours? Does it need to be 3.5 hours? And if they were, it just all worked out because you're not going to be able to release a 4-hour movie in the theater, including all the post stuff at the end. But the fact that they were able to do this, HBO Max coming into play, it was just a game changer, man. This is a whole, I don't think people understand how much of a game changer this thing is, especially the
Hotel
aftermath of what's about to happen.
$20.
Thank you.
WB needs to give us Snyder's Part 2 of Justice League. We need Darkseid versus Justice League. I loved Desard. Peter Guinness crushed it. I am not a Snyder fan at all, but loved this.
Kristian, when you say continuing, because they're doing these side movies like the Batman, Joker, but they're also doing like the James Gunn Suicide Squad, Aquaman 2. So when you say like continue the Snyderverse, are you just saying like specifically with the Batman and Superman they have, or bringing Zack in, or do you think all the cards are now on the table?
Or bringing Zack in to recut everyone's movie.
Right. No, it depends. I mean, it just depends on what the ultimate time, because I actually think that this movie makes the Aquaman movie stronger. I think this movie, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with Shazam at all, but like there's things that can be set up that can continue into it, or you just release the Justice League 2 and 3 and continue the story that he's telling there, right? You could do that, or you could have him kind of have those conversations with can't do anything obviously with James Gunn because that movie's done, it's coming out already. But I just want to see, I think for me I just want to see this story continued. This is the most invested in the story, and by the way, I also think it is the best sequel to Man of Steel, better than Batman v Superman was. I think this is a much better sequel to Man of Steel and the tie-ins that they had than previous. And I just feel that I turned it off. First of all, it was stupid ass daylight savings time. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it at 8. I wound up watching it at 9:15 or something and finishing at like 2 a.m. But instead of saying I'm gonna turn this off, I just can't do it, I'll watch it tomorrow, I'm like, I couldn't stop watching it because I was so invested in the story. I wanted to say, where does this go? Like, and I'm not gonna pretend that I understood everything at the very end in those post things. I had to have Mike explain that to me in the spoiler review, but once he did, I was like, okay, that's because of what he wanted to do and what he wanted to set up. That to me makes me say, let's get that. Let's see that. So Ryan, I think that if they said we're going to do, HBO Max is exclusively going to do Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3, I would be cool with that. And if it didn't tie in anything else, it's fine. If the Snyderverse is just those 3, movies plus Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, then so be it.
Do you think there's any question that this one is like the canon one as opposed to the 2017 one?
It certainly should be.
Okay.
It certainly should be. I think this is the one that the fans are going to take as canon, regardless of what any official announcement is. It's the one that I take as canon. Like because the difference is, and Ben, I'm sure I would assume you agree with this. The second you turn on the 2017 version, I remember sitting in the theater and then seeing that stupid mustache face and going, "Oh my God, is this what we're in for this movie?" I remember thinking that, and that's gone. That is just gone up top, and it's more of Bruce Wayne recruiting, getting ready, and like, okay, I'm already locked in within 5 minutes of the change of how it all changed. And well, the beginning is a little different with what happens, but even that, there's just so much more that you take it serious as opposed to what's wrong with his face. Like that never happens. Like I remember turning to Riley or whoever I was with, and I go, "What's wrong with this?" I just turned to Sebastian. What is going on with his face? It's not even a mustache, but it looks like one.
Yeah, the fact that they started the movie with that thing is
right out of the gate.
insane
First
to me.
thing you see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
iPhone vertical.
Yeah, bad stuff.
Hey, same aspect ratio.
Hotel Nerd donated $20. I saw seeds for Injustice Flashpoint Crisis of Infinite Earths planted throughout Flosh story arc. Anyone else catch this? Injustice was probably the most obvious one throughout the film. Throwing the Whedon version away. This is my canon.
Yeah, me too. It's funny, but you talk about the aspect ratio. I didn't even pay attention to it.
It bugged me for like the first like half hour, then I got used to it.
Yeah, it didn't bother me. Winston texted me. He's like, "Is the whole movie like this?" And I'm like, dude, I sure. I didn't care. It didn't bother me. It didn't bother me.
Question for the Schmoedown. How soon is this gonna be in Inner Geekdom?
It's a fantastic question, and we actually prepared for that. I talked to PJ Campbell about this a while ago. Like it is going to be asked about. He's going to be able to answer that question better than me when it comes to when these questions will start. I forget. There is a rule for it. It might even be actually in the rule book as far as how much time it needs to pass, because we wanted to give competitors enough time to be able to watch it, and I think also understanding that it was going to be as long as it was. So I'm not sure, but PJ will certainly know the answer to that. And if he's watching now, he can put it in the chat. But yeah, that's my favorite thing though. Actually, Ben, is that I've had so many competitors and managers ask me questions about like the document and wheel slices, and it's my favorite answer. I'm like, I don't know. Ask PJ, because I don't have anything to do with this. But this is a different question. But I'm just saying in general, when it comes to that stuff, I have too much shit that I'm doing. So Mark and PJ were like, "Nah, we'll handle all that shit."
Cool.
Can I? Yeah, something that I'm just sort of thinking about here is that like you say like how much better. Oh.
Donated $20. Ladies and gentlemen, something big is happening. The first ever Schmoedown match on stereo. Me versus Coolly High in a 1-on-1. Doggin and Corey Cameron are calling the match.
We want 10%.
27th, mark your calendars. Coolly try to keep it short, okay?
Yeah, it's gonna be 10% of that if you're monetizing it. I think Nerd is going to wind up. He's going to be responsible for me crank calling my wife. By the way, so if we do hit 1,000, I'm going to crank call my wife and tell her that Brett's in the office with no mask on and I'm nervous.
I was gonna say that I'm thinking about part of the reason that you like this, Kristian, is that the characters were more fleshed out, and I feel like that's there's two parts of this for me. One is like it's just that's great. That's a better movie. Like that's that care. It feels like it's more.
I care.
Yeah. So, but what I will also say is it how long was the 2017?
Like 2 hours and like.
So like 2 hours flat.
I guess the argument I would make is that like when you have double the amount of time, the characters should be fleshed out. I'm not saying it shouldn't be 4 hours.
Sure.
I'm just saying it's one of those things where I know that a lot of times people will be like, great. What makes things great is being able to say the most in the least amount of time. Not that applies to movies, but it's like, they always say like when you write a screenplay, first 7 pages is what matters. You got it.
Absolutely.
You got it. So there's part of me that I just think I think what you're talking about is that the release of this being on HBO Max is sort of to play like a miniseries. Ben knows what chapter he ended on, so it's kind of cool. To me, it's like anybody. I think like I had a problem calling it the Snyder Cut because it felt like it was going to be a totally new movie with a lot of newly shot scenes. So like it's Zack Snyder's Justice League. I think the thought of this being in a movie theater at 4 hours, I think that would be egregious.
Right.
I think it wasn't meant for. Like, I think we knew how it was going to be. It was going to be on HBO Max. You're going to be able to watch it piecemeal if you want, and then you do get characters fleshed out the way you do in a TV show. Almost.
I agree with everything that you're saying. I think that, but the only, not even a pushback, but the only counter is that not everybody you could have 12 hours. Not everybody can flesh out characters in a way that's interesting. It is not, and you can watch this in parts. You can watch this in like I said, being able to watch the 4-hour movie and not ever getting bored, and always that's a skill, you know. And but you're 100% right that it works because it's on streaming, and it works because you're the comfort of your house. And I'm not saying that they can't release this in the theater now because it's out and people have seen it and they know what to expect. And the hardcore fans, if they put this out in theaters, it'll probably make a couple extra bucks in order to do it. It's like, okay, special screenings because it's already been proven that people like it, people want to see it, and it's more like you can have a hardcore fan base that wants to see the movie, but when you're spending marketing dollars to put it in theaters, it's different. It's also the reason why we keep having the same conversation about series of like, it's easier to, like, let's use the Star Wars example, right? You could put it is easier and makes more sense monetarily to put out 3 Star Wars series in a year than it would 2 Star Wars movies in a year, because the difference between Marvel had proven that people wanted to continue to see Marvel movies, so they were able to put 2 or 3 in a year, so it worked for them. Star Wars, the marketing was bad on what they did. They had just had Last Jedi, then they put Solo out right after Infinity War. It was a disaster. They did it poorly. It didn't work. People didn't want to see it. Plus, there was no connective tissue, so it didn't work. The difference, and we've said this many times over with like streaming, is that if you're subscribed to Disney Plus, if you're subscribed to Disney Plus and you subscribe to that because of either Winter Soldier or for Mandalorian, and then Andor comes in, and you go, you know what, I don't give a shit about Andor, but I really want to watch Obi-Wan. I'll keep my subscription. I like this other stuff. They're not losing money on it. But when they put it in the theater, if you decide not to spend the ticket on it, they lose money on it. So it's the same thing with this. It's like, okay, this is such a big story, massive publicity, massive story in general in entertainment of what the tragedy this guy went through, what he was able to overcome in order to get his vision out there. He was able to restore it, to give him $70 million extra dollars to do it.
One last thing about Justice League. Does this make this film eligible for any Oscar noms for next year's ceremony? Kate, 4 hours for a CB film is great, especially for team-up films. I love how Snyder broke it into chapters. I'd like that in theaters too.
Yeah, I don't know the rules. I don't know the rules.
I think it should be eligible, just because it is on streaming and it.
Well, but that's not the question. The question is eligible because it's a movie that already came out. You know what I mean? That's the question. Is it as different? Is it so much different that they would consider it a different film, or is it like for example, if they put like, let's say that James Cameron, God help us, put another hour into Avatar, right? And then they released it again. Is that eligible to be nominated again?
That's
probably not, right?
Yeah, because I mean, like, none of the Blade Runner director cuts were nominated, and they're obviously, like, I think they're all better movies than Blade Runner, you know, with like the narration and stuff.
Yeah,
this is like 3 hours of the 4 are new, you know. So I think it's more than just like a couple scenes like the Blade Runner or even like Apocalypse Now Redux. I think this is 3/4 of a movie. They're brand new, but I still don't think it would qualify.
Yeah, it's interesting, but probably not. Because it is a director's cut. That's right. Chris Adams says it too. Anyway, we were putting in.
Sorry, I want to go back to this though, but I guess what I'm saying is I feel like I do think it's a little bit problematic to compare it to the 2017 because I think this is a different genre. This is a 4-hour stream. I mean, I guess what I would say is that like if there was a 2-hour cut of this movie that got released in theaters, is this movie drastically different or drastically better than the 2-hour theatrical release of the first? I guess that would be my question. And
you're asking if is it better?
Like I want to compare apples to apples.
It's drastically better.
So if there was just a 2-hour cut of this.
Do
you know what I'm saying? Like if there was
I don't know, that's
if you
tough.
could only have 2 hours and release it in theaters.
I mean, it certainly would still be better than 2017 because there's still the connect.
Bless you, Ben.
The connection of like what is happening, and even the perspective of like Wonder Woman is so much different in this than it is. So yeah, I think it's a better movie. I still don't think it works the same way because there's just so much, and you'd have to make.
You would lose all that character development.
Yeah, you would lose so much of it because each person gets their own it did feel like a miniseries. It really did because the Flash gets his arc is better. And I didn't mention him before because I think Mike and I mentioned in the 2017, Ezra Miller's character was a little bit more annoying in the 2017. He's better in this one, and it made me actually care to see a Flash movie. So yeah, I don't know because there was so much more.
I'll disagree on that. I still think he's pretty annoying.
Okay, I just think he's so much better. I mean, there's something that, especially at the end, there's something that goes down that it's just the timing of it. It just, I don't know. I felt like he's a little grating at times, but I think but he's not just there to be annoying. He actually there's a reason for certain things that he does. So I don't know. I liked what they did with him.
Hell yeah.
If this was released in theaters, would it have been rated R, PG-13? What is it?
So here's the other thing. Rated R. It was funny because if did it need to be rated R? No. Am I glad that it was? Yes. Because in the reason it's rated R is like there's certain moments where like there's extra blood and extra violence, right? But then there's a few F-bombs. There's like 3 or 4 F-bombs, right? Could you have cut those out in a theatrical and would it have made a big difference? No, but I'm glad they were in there because that's the benefit of having it on streaming. It wasn't gratuitous. It definitely wasn't gratuitous. Like it wasn't like, oh, why did they just throw that in there? Like a movie I always reference for gratuitous didn't work, was excited that it was rated R, but then turned out like, why were all those F-bombs in there? Was this movie with Will Ferrell called Semi-Pro?
Oh yeah.
And it was just this rated R. Do you really?
I
it was
do.
Just
It's so bad.
I love Miss Sexy.
Hotel donated $20. Best comparison is BVS to answer a question, Kate. The DC of BVS is far superior to the crap theatrical release. Longer for CB films is better for team-ups. Avengers would be great as a 4-hour film if done right.
Thank you.
Wait.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I'm not questioning that this was the length that it was because I think it's just a different genre. It's like it's a streaming, almost like a mini series. It feels like to me. It's a movie, I know, but I also feel like it's like. So to me, I'm saying I feel like it's so unfair to compare it to a 2017.
But and the thing that she's also saying that like Avengers was great as a 2.5-hour movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's on HBO Max, and I think that people are going to be signing up because they're going to be curious about it. Mm-hmm. Go and check it out. It's worth it to check out. It really is, especially if you have HBO Max. It's like, do what Ben's doing. Watch it in parts if you can't watch the full 4 hours. It'll give you a couple things to watch.
The audio listeners, Brett's returned.
Oh, the aspect ratio bugged the hell out of me.
I know.
Oh God! But I feel like Cyborg was more fleshed out. And what else did I read on Twitter?
What did you think about? What did you think about that? The 45-minute scene with Green Lantern and Howard the Duck.
Well, I love that. I love Howard the Duck, and I love that now Howard the Duck is canonized. I mean, he got better than what St. Patrick got. We learned yesterday. St. Patrick wasn't canonized by the Catholic Church, but
don't you think the Van Damme cameo was unnecessary?
That was odd, but and then why did they shoot that one in a completely different aspect ratio than the rest of the film? That's what I didn't understand is why. But I don't, because it already stuck out because it was Van Damme. Mm-hmm. But I do feel like this is a different film in so many ways. But I totally disagree with both you and Ben. I think it should have been longer. I think it should have had more scenes that were just like establishing shots, and it was a little too much action for me.
All right, what about the incredible monologue by Claudia Manu?
Oh, Claudia Manu nailed that. I mean, it was that was an hour of the film, unfortunately.
An hour. It was an hour and 2 seconds.
But to pull that off, is amazing, and with so much range. I mean, from crying to laughing to to
was she one of the people
yourself.
that dropped an F-bomb?
Yeah.
Is that one of the characters?
Yes.
Okay.
She drops two of the three.
Really?
She actually announces the film with an F-bomb. She says, "Welcome to the fucking Snyder Cut. I'm Claudia Manu."
Yeah.
What a different movie this one was.
She's dropping Q bombs and A bombs. And
why did Warner Brothers cut this?
That's true. The Claudia Minogue cut.
Yeah. Brett, there was I know you told me not to bring this up, but you had a reaction to the really raunchy sex scene.
Oh yeah. It was just too much. It was just too. I don't know why. First of all, superheroes having sex is always a little odd because you're wondering like Superman is going to hurt that person.
Right.
I'm not going to say who it is. I don't want to reveal it. But he's the Man of Steel. That is painful.
But
okay.
Don't you think that was a little bit too much when he goes, "Here comes the sloppy super."
Yeah. And he's like, he says, get ready to feel some kryptonite. And
talk about a Snyder.
She said, "I'm your kryptonite."
Yeah.
Baby.
He goes, "You think Snyder's cut? Check out the cut on this."
Brett hasn't seen the movie. So we're gonna be Brett and I are gonna be talking.
Guys, you said no spoilers.
Sorry. I forgot to.
We're gonna be on stereo, by the way. Stereo.com/Kristian Harloff. It's gonna be myself and Brett. We're gonna be on here today at 12 o'clock. So please join us. If you don't know what stereo is, you're missing out, everybody. It's a really great app. You're able to interact with your favorite people, and you can send in live voice notes and say, "Hey, Brett and Kristian, I thought Claudia Minot really stole the movie. So what do you guys think?" And you have some conversations, and we interact with you guys. And the best part about it too is it's so easy to podcast. Everyone's like, "Well, I don't know what to do. Do I have a microphone?" You don't need a microphone. Put in your earbuds, call your pal, talk about it. You want to talk about the Snyder Cut? You want to talk about Winter Soldier coming out? You want to talk about Schmoedown? Whatever you want to talk about, you talk about it with your buddies, and you have some long conversations. It's incredible. Everybody here does it. We've been doing it every day for after shows on SEN and on Sith Council, and we're going to have another one today with Brett and I, 12:05 p.m. It'll be PST, myself and Brett Sheridan, talking about all things, and we hope that you guys will join us. All right, let's get to the next one, by the way. By the way, someone said, can I add the fact that someone tracked dog poop all over the house for the prank call? I can actually say that Brett is in the bathroom at the moment. I'll say, and what I'll do is,
that doesn't work if she's in the bathroom.
$20.
No, it doesn't. What I have an idea.
You always need to fart up, because if you are anything like me, if you fart down, you get a call from NASA stating we have liftoff.
Fart up. No, Kate, what I'm going to do is, if
Jake
we hit the...
Coffetta donated $100.
Oh my
Jake, we're doing prank calls now. Speaking of a sloppy super, why is this bootleg Bunny's Quicksilver on my screen?
Yeah.
Also, I still can't wait for Mena Massoud to be the new Ezra Miller. We will never forget that, Ryan.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that, Kristian.
You said Ezra Miller?
I tweeted out because the show was Ezra Bridger. That was like the head of the lead of the show. And she was saying Ezra Bridger, and I was like, well, Ezra Miller being.
Please tell me you left it.
I did.
Good.
You have to.
Good for you. But Kate, the way that we're gonna do it is if we hit the
weird.
goal.
Nope. Just to be clear, weird.
the way that I'm gonna say this is Kate's idea. Is that what we're gonna do is if we hit the goal, I'm gonna run to the bathroom, open it up, and the alarm will the sensor will go off, and it'll let her know that someone's in the bathroom. I'll go boop boop boop, and then I'll run back into the studio and I'll say, "Listen, you heard the bathroom thing go off. Brett's in there. He just came over. Don't get upset." But I'm pretty sure he just tracked shit in the house because he had it on his shoe. So
he didn't take his shoes off.
She's gonna be. I'll tell you this right now. I hope we don't hit the goal.
Yeah.
Because I will tell you right now, she just sent me another text about this fucking breakfast mess, and it's not going over well. So he
had to rush. He forgot to take his shoes. He has diarrhea real bad. He was sniffling. I think it's just allergies.
He came over. He came over. He stopped. He stopped over. She's gonna be. Yeah, let's not hit the goal.
Also, you're gonna have to pretend like you're not still doing the show so that she can come in and give you a full-fledged scream.
No, I'm
live.
I'm actually gonna tell her we're on the air, because if I don't tell her we're on the air and she goes fucking, that's a different type of mad if she goes off on me and then so yeah, that's but. Again, let's not hit the goal. All right, let's get.
Kristian's thinking of goals past that now to go. Okay, what are we thinking for $1,500?
No, that's true.
We get $1,001. I won't.
It's true. At $5,000, you'll help pay for my lawyer when my wife files for divorce. All right, so let's get
at $10,000. I get joint custody.
It's true. It's true. All right, cool. Let's get to before we get to the next story, I do have to remind you guys, if I put out a poll for the Schmoedown and people and asking as far as there's so many great matches. Lacey Gilleran is going up today against Gold Leader. Star Wars match, Star Wars Newsnet's and Resistance podcast. Lacey Gilleran going up against the unknown Gold Leader from the Finstock Exchange, and of course Lacey playing for the Den. And then you got another Den, Jada the Hurricane Paramo going up against Janine. That all falls at 2 p.m. today and 2 p.m. tomorrow, and then we have a big pay-per-view tomorrow. And I asked some people that people still like. There's people still waiting for the week for it to air before they watch it, and then I get it, but you're not going to want to do that once Free For All runs around, man. Free For All is running around, and you get that, you get the Free For All, you get the Damon DiMolanta, Oyama Bibbs, Riley versus Bateman, and Roca versus Liz Shannon Miller, all of the $10 patron and up, or you can just get them singularly at the Schmoedownlive.com. But yeah, go ahead and get the Damon DiMolanta match, though, man. I mean, whether you're a Star Wars fan or not, just to see who does everybody have in this match. Does everybody think Damon? Or does anybody think DiMolanta? Does anybody have DiMolanta? And Ben, don't just say it because you're friends with him.
No, it's gonna come down to the betting round. I feel like all these Star Wars matches comes down to the betting round.
Yeah.
If Andrew can get through that, it's anyone's game, because Laura lost in the betting round, Ace lost in the betting round. Like, for some reason, those betting round questions, Alex is gonna bet 3, so you kind of have to, but you need to get it right. Otherwise, the match is literally over, because he's not gonna mess up enough in speed round, and he's not gonna, he might get a tough 5 that he doesn't know, but you can't recover from a 6 or 7 point deficit.
Yeah, let's see. I want to ask the chat right now.
I'll say if Andrew DiMolanta ever was gonna take it, it would be this. It would be now. He is
absolutely.
Like,
yeah, and they said it on.
And
they talked about it on Backstage. I think it was Goddard and Bateman were talking about it too. Is that the thing that Damon goes into this just kind of same way he always does, cool, calm, collected, and just he's got nothing to lose.
Worshipper
because
of the Poozy donated $20.
Thank you.
Just tuned in and noticed my man Ben Goddard looking like Captain America.
yes.
On your list.
yeah, there you go. It's true. And
Yes.
but the thing is, by the way, is that the difference with Damon is Damon goes in and he knows, look, if he doesn't win, he doesn't get to that Patriots record of 6.
13 donated $500.
What?
Love you
Holy
guys.
shit.
Is that
Can't
real?
wait.
Said, love you guys, can't wait. Wow.
Who was
Is
that?
that real?
Wow.
That was real.
Brooklyn Art 13.
Brooklyn
Holy shit,
Art.
man!
Oh my
god!
gosh.
I gotta get my.
Oh,
Didn't even
God.
want an impression? Like,
No, holy crap, man!
Do you want to
Yeah.
put on like a hockey uniform
Wow.
or something?
Wow.
Or,
This guy really wants me to get into a fight with
good
my wife.
Lord.
I might have to like take if we hit. If
Yeah,
we hit
this, you're right. It was this guy that suggested it in the first place.
we have to also do them. We have to set it for 1,500. Then too, we'll have to prank call Gucci afterwards.
Wow.
All right,
You
but-
got to
but-
find a fine line of, but I feel like maybe
Wow.
it's got to be.
50 Shades of
We
Geek
might have gone
donated
overboard
$20.
on the setup. We got
Now that this conversation is over, Kristian, how do I get into the FC? I'd love to compete in there and show what I can do. After I've taken care of Cooley on the stereo match PF course. Let's get to that goal, everybody. Also, Alex for the win.
Thank you.
Because we're 100 away from the goal. Just so you know.
Oh
All
my
right.
Someone just reminded me. You did it to yourself.
That's true. Well, listen, if we are around, if for people who are trying to get into the FCL, right now we're just taking people who are either off the draft list that didn't get into the Schmoedown, or some people that have been wanting to play in the Schmoedown for a while. The open auditions for other stuff, it probably is going to come in the off season of Schmoedown, right? So basically, what would happen is people would audition for the Schmoedown. People who made it into the Schmoedown, same way that it did this year, right? It's if people who didn't make it into the Schmoedown and because we're not just looking for, and this is nothing against I think 50 Shades who just put in, but this is not directed at any way in particular. But you got to realize what we're looking at is not just if you're good at trivia, right? Can you cut the promo? Can you handle the stuff? Can you handle the pressure of it? Can you handle that's what we're looking for as much in the FCL as we are in the Schmoedown, right? Are you good on Twitter? I mean, and what I mean by that is, are you quiet on Twitter? That's the thing we're definitely looking for Schmoedown competitors, yes, in the future. I can tell you that much. But all that kind of stuff. And it probably would have to be next season, put an audition tape and what you either make it into MTS or potentially into the FCL. Okay. So anyway, the SEN Awards will be on next Thursday, by the way. Alex and I have talked about this. They're going to be on next Thursday. So we'll be doing that on Thursday. So we'll let everybody know that. And then just going back to that Damon point real quick, if I can get it out there. Damon is, if he loses, he gets an automatic rematch in May, right?
May. I was going to ask him when the rematch be.
He get it right away in May. So because he's defended the title 4 times, if Dimolanta loses, Damon just goes and plays Laura Kelly in May. But if Dimolanta wins, he's got to go right back at it, and he's got to prepare. He's got to beat Damon twice. Damon only has to beat him once. So that's an advantage kind of mentally going in, but it's I don't know. I'm curious.
Also,
I'm gonna look at the chat.
Holding the belt 5 times is also a bit of a mental advantage too.
It is. Yeah. So give me a in the chat, please. Go in the chat. Do you say Dimolanta? What the hell's Carlos you talking about? Give them a chance. Come on.
Oh, he's telling them to do it in the chat now because he doesn't want us to hit 1,000. No, send in your money. Send in your money to tell us who you got. That's
yeah. I don't know what the hell Carlos Yu is talking about. Go in there and go ahead and put in who do you think, Damon or Dimolanta? Let's see what everybody says. Let's see how many. I think it's going to be a lot of Damons, but we'll see if there's any Dimolantas in there for sure. And that happens tomorrow night, 5 p.m. PST. You got William the Beast Bibiani against Paul Oyama.
Kristian, I think you have you ever heard of body dysmorphia, Kristian, where somebody imagines their body a different way than it is? I think you have chat dysmorphia. I think I think you see something in the chat and you immediately think the person's saying something. That guy said, "Come on."
He said, "Give them a chance." Come on. what does that mean?
Give 50
maybe
Shades
not about
a chance,
you.
or no, give a hotel nerd a chance to be in the league. But you just said.
Oh, says Roxy.
To audition.
I don't understand what the hell's going on. And it doesn't matter. It's so funny.
I think you could read a comment that was like, "I don't think so," and you go, "I don't know what this guy's talking about." Yeah. What's this guy talking about? It's
like, the hell's this guy talking about? Damon feeling it. What are you talking? What's he feeling?
That's what I do when I do my impression of you. What is this LOL shit?
Yeah, what the hell's that mean? Talking about
potato? Andre Pierre, come on!
I don't want potato. I had potatoes 2 days ago in stew.
How do we think we got in this breakfast mess to begin with?
I mean, come on. Am I right or am I right?
Breakfast mess.
Breakfast mess. It's a breakfast mess.
In the Skybound store, breakfast mess.
Yeah. Breakfast mess. I know, it's true. Speaking of merch, go on over to the merch store and make sure you go in it. Look, any of the, whether it's the Den or...
no, just if it's the Den.
Just the Den.
Yeah, just the Den.
Well, you guys are. By the way, if you're going in there and you're adding to what these factions and these players, they put it on the line, man. They do. Ben Goddard can tell you they do study sessions. They're spending a lot of time trying to do this thing. So we're trying to give them something pretty good to play for at the end of the year. So percentage of the sales of all the merch goes into a pool at the end of the year. So Yeah, percentage of the profit. So go on over there and pick up some stuff today. Even if you're not a Schmoedown fan, do it to help support. And you can do it. The link is in the description here. So, breakfast.
I can tell you right now that breakfast mess. I can tell you right now that Ben Goddard couldn't watch all of the Justice League because he was busy captaining. Yeah, he was busy captaining the shit out of our faction.
Oh, good.
Oh, hell yeah.
Breakfast.
I thought you were going to say wrestling a mountain lion.
Breakfast mess.
Breakfast mess.
Breakfast mess.
That is actually the name of me and Paul Preston's team.
Don't fucking tempt me.
Oh.
You think we wouldn't love it? Oh my God! Give me breakfast mess.
Ladies and gentlemen, the breakfast mess.
Yes.
I've had some just heinous pitches for nicknames this year by people. I mean, it's amazing. Like sometimes like, come on, you're gonna love it. I go, no, no, I'm not. And then
you didn't like a guy who isn't in the Schmoedown for me?
that one fits. That one fits.
I thought it had a nice ring to it.
That's pretty good.
You really vetoed my Bateman Oyama team name for Preston and Preston and Goddard really quickly.
Breakfast mess?
No, I said call them Bateman and Oyama. And you were no, I can't sell T-shirts with that. I'm like, you could sell double the T-shirts.
Yeah,
because
on someone
buy
else's names.
Yeah.
That's really funny. Joshua Barnett actually has the quote of the day where I said the breakfast mess, and he says, "We're meals." That's good. That's really good.
That's really good.
We're meals. Breakfast mess.
It's canon.
Yeah.
That's the Snyder cut of the Schmoedown right there. Breakfast mess.
Oh, so many. I mean, obviously, one day there's got to be a book. Ladies and gentlemen, opening up for the Neil Diamond cover band is the Howls of Justice. Thank you, everybody. Hope you tune on in to watch the Howls of Justice. Bang. We're going to rock out a few tunes here. This one from 1936. No one knows what it is. No one really cares, but here they come, the Howls of Justice.
Oof, man.
What's next? All right, let's see. We have any other things that we should talk about, Alex, or who cares?
I mean, we can talk about this Black Widow thing, because Black Widow is scheduled for release in 7 weeks.
Oh.
But Disney CEO
Do you think they'll
Bob
push
Chapek,
it?
Yeah, do you think that's my main question? Disney CEO, thanks for jumping the gun, Brett. Disney CEO Bob Chapek said that just a few weeks ago, theaters in New York and LA weren't even open. So we're waiting to see how prospective theater goers respond to these reopenings. We're going to remain flexible. We'll make the call probably at the last minute in terms of how these films come to market.
Well, before we do that, I do have to ask Brett, in Justice League, what did you think about the squirrel scene?
The squirrel scene was just absolutely wonderful.
Good.
Because the representation of squirrels in Hollywood has been lacking, and finally squirrels can go, look, I see myself on screen.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, good.
Because that Nuts movie was just horrible. It put them in a bad light. It was horribly racist towards squirrels. Yeah.
Agreed.
Kate, I lost Kate.
She's gone. She tuned out.
Ice Age really did a number on squirrels.
So as far as, do I think we're gonna? So it's scheduled for what? May? Is that what it's scheduled for?
May 7.
Yeah, man. I think we're gonna do the same thing that we did for. It all comes down to Raya and the Last Dragon, right? How did that movie do as far as the premium? So I bought it, and it was worth it. It was a great movie. I should have reviewed that movie. I didn't though. A great movie, and I think that's gonna happen with Black Widow, because I think there's just too much tie-in now with WandaVision, and now especially from what and this is in the trailer too for WandaVision. Not WandaVision, excuse me, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Isn't the same character in Black Widow?
Taskmaster?
I thought so, isn't he? Yeah, maybe not.
Unclear.
Okay, so maybe not. I don't know, but either way, I think there's just too many tie-ins of what the more they push it back, the more they're going to have to, reevaluate the timelines and all this shit. So, I just release it at this point. Put it on Disney Plus as a premium. I think that's what's going to happen. What do you guys think?
Do you think if they push Black Widow, they have to push Shang-Chi, which is supposed to come out July 9th?
Right.
So you can't have things within like a month of each other.
Nah, they're not going to push it. They're not going to push it.
You got Loki also coming out.
So Flag Smasher is in. Thank you, Bibbs. Flag Smasher is in Falcon and Winter Soldier. But is Flag Smasher in Black Widow?
Wait, is that real or is that Bibbs?
Yeah, I thought it was a joke.
He's real. No, he's real. That's 100% real.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Me too.
I was like, that is very
real.
funny, Bibbs.
That's real.
Checking right now.
So true. I
Flag Smasher, not Tag Basher or Taskmaster.
No. I thought Bibbs was coming in to start arguing about the Ewok movies being in Star Wars division again.
Oh man, I'm so excited about the Tartakovsky stuff being on Disney Plus, though.
I'm excited for both of them being on there. They're in no world will they ever be in the Star Wars division, but as far as questions go, but I actually really like the first Ewok movie a lot. I want to go back and watch that. I remember watching
them. I'm excited to watch them.
I'm sure that they're extremely dated now, because they were made for television, for God's sake. So I'm sure that they're not. I know they're released like in 6 theaters in Europe. I know. But I think that but I think overall I do want to go back and watch it. I'm excited. So, okay. What's
Have they cast Flag Smasher yet? Because I could submit a.
Yeah, I think he's already cast.
Damn it.
Yeah. What's next?
Okay, next
you got
story.
Backslasher.
What about Roadcaster?
32 donated $20. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. And sorry I could not travel both. And be one travel along I stood. And looked down one as far as I could. And see Alex not fucking your beach. Well done, Alex. Also, trolls are not real people. Hashtag fart up.
Spider-Man at home fucking your bitch.
It's the best soundbite we have.
Ever. It really is.
Maxie was like, wait, Alex, are you saying that right now?
Yeah.
We're like, no, it's a soundbite.
Kate, did you see the scene with Winston and Eric Zipper?
No, not yet. I didn't watch it.
It was.
I didn't watch that.
Did you see it yet, Ben?
I haven't watched it. I watched like the first minute of it, and then I needed to wake up and poop.
Oh, good. I'm glad that you know your priorities.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was quick though. I know, Ben.
It's really good. Here, I'm gonna play the scene because it's really good. Can I share my screen for a second?
You can.
Thank you, Billy. Hold on a second. Where the hell is it? Is that it? There it is. Okay, I'm gonna show this scene because I loved it.
Hey, Eric. Look, man, I've been going through it. I've been dealing with this crap with everybody else, with Chandru and Laura. You saw how they treated me at the pay-per-view. So just get it out of your system, all right? Whatever crap you got to say to me, whatever beef you're still holding because I brought you on the swag, just let it out so that we can get over it and we can move on and function like adults, all right? So what's your grievance? Air it out. Just go ahead. Hurry up.
It's really good to see you, man.
What?
It's so good to see you. Honestly, I've missed hanging out with you. Like, finest, like those were the days, man. When you drafted me, I was like, I don't know. At first I thought maybe it was like some revenge scheme. And then I was like, wait a minute, we're friends. Let's just be friends. So that's where I'm at, man. Like, I'm down. Like, I'm feeling good.
This isn't like a ploy, like
no. The done, like, I'm done being mean. I like smiling. I feel better when I am happy. Who knew? So like, let's do that instead. I don't have time for games and tricks and insults. Like, let's just play this game, man.
We got this match against Hannah. Like, I'm not gonna get any pushback from you. We can just do the match and you'll answer the questions and you're not going to be mean to me because I don't know if my little heart can take anymore. So that's why I called this. You're good?
Yeah, man. I mean, as long as you don't have any hard feelings, I'm good. Like, look, I still got that cap shirt you gave me.
Oh gosh.
Music's so good.
So sweet.
We're back, baby.
Back, baby.
Isn't that great?
That was great.
That's so sweet.
The match was crazy too.
Oh
my god.
Match was really crazy. It was so funny that people were tweeting at me and texting me and telling me that they were crying on that scene. I was like, oh, good.
It's so sweet.
Yeah, I'm glad. Like so if you've been sleeping on the
Chandru, suck it.
Yeah.
Over 2 now, buddy.
Did you see? By the way, did you see certain point of views reaction to the Ace and Chandru scene?
No.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I might have to find that because the reaction is just brilliant. Let me find it. But anyway, why don't you ask a couple questions, Streamlabs, Alex, and I'm gonna find this reaction.
We don't have that many non-Schmoebot questions,
Okay.
so I'm gonna ask Brett his opinion on this.
Okay.
Warner Brothers and DC are developing a film adaptation of the popular Our Man comic.
Mm-hmm.
Brett, what do you think about this? What's your thoughts on Our Man?
Well,
what's your favorite power of his that his favorite storyline?
If they stick with the the original content, and don't go off of that, I'll be fine with it. I mean, Our Man, probably one of my favorite superheroes. Punctual. I mean, it's a very important thing with superheroes.
Yeah,
and
that they're on time.
And it's kind of a play on words too, because he's like our man. He's like a man of the people. So yeah, definitely. But just don't veer away from everything that's in the comics, and I'll be fine with it. Yeah. And
what about the squirrels?
The squirrels. God, oh, in this one they don't work. In this one they don't work.
The Dolphins work though. The Dolphins.
Yeah, the Dolphins were on point, but yeah, our man, give me more. Perfect. Him and the Flag Smashers can all get up together and
dance around.
Dance around.
Yeah, makes sense.
and daylight savings time.
Right. I did find it. So this is the react. This is one of my favorite reactions to us. I mean, I've seen some great reactions over the years. This is one of my favorite reactions that I've seen in general to any scene that we've ever done. This is if you haven't subscribed to a certain point of view, they're doing great stuff over there. So check them out. But here's the reaction to the scene.
Okay, here we go.
Let's see. This is the one. This is the big domino that's gonna make everything crumble.
Precious
no!
No!
What's up, bro? Man, people called me the brain of the swag squad last season, but you were the heart of it, man. Like, it was great training with you last season.
Ace looks good.
Helped me win my belt. I helped you win the tournament and so on, and we were the only stars of the faction, even playing at the Spectacular. So how are you doing, brother?
Good, man. Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm just, a little tired of seeing all the disrespect in the faction towards you, my man. Not signing you during free agency. Disrespect. Not picking you up in the first round of the draft, and even picking Laura Kelly over you, whom you beat, by the way. Disrespectful. And picking you in the third round and all this BS from Winston about like how he knew no one else was gonna draft you. Again, disrespect.
I don't disrespect.
So here's what I want to say. With Winston, we're never gonna reach our full potential. So how about you join Laura Kelly and me and get Winston to step down, and together we can actually try to get you your belt.
Yeah, man, I'm hearing everything you're saying, and honestly, everything you're saying is absolutely true. Absolutely right. It's disrespect.
Please no.
And it's disrespect coming from you, man. I don't know what you're talking about. You're disrespecting Winston. Winston is the one that got you your belt. Winston is the one that helped me every night to study those IG questions. He's helped me study.
Look at Chandra's face.
He helped me get to the tournament, and he helped you get to your title. Now, I'll do you a favor, and I won't tell Winston you're going behind his back. But I'm telling you, man, everything you're saying right now is disrespect towards Winston.
Get him. Get him.
Get him.
Is this how you treat me after all we've been through together? Come on. You wanna be a goody two shoes ace like everyone else in this Schmoedown? Come on, go ahead. This is the reason you were TKO'd by Alex. This is the reason no other faction wanted you for full 2 rounds of the draft. This is the reason you are never going to be champion.
Damn.
Careful, Chandru. You're gonna find yourself in the wrong neighborhood. That's that city. Peace out.
Get him, Ace.
Damn you, Ace! Fine. I'll find someone else.
How great was that reaction?
Yeah.
Isn't that great reaction?
Tremendous.
Yeah.
Great reaction. I thought.
Did you see this promo yet, Kristian? You know what? I'm sick and tired of the flirt and flouse coming around and flouncing around and saying he's the best in town and thinking that he's all that, and he's standing right behind me, isn't he?
Did you get wait? How long ago did you get that? How long ago did you get that?
I got that a while back. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
good. That's all. Marzoña.
Good man.
Yeah, Marzoña did his thing. And just a shout out to Gilleran and the crew over there on a certain point of view, and Jake and everybody. It's what a great reaction that was. And you should be checking out their stuff over there. I think they're going to make a big run for. We're changing it up this season for because last year there was just a big hubbubaloo, if you will, of people wondering, well, wait a minute, how come I can't be nominated for my show? I've been doing this show forever. It's like, so we're going to separate the categories. There's going to be Schmoedown media, and there's going to be Schmoedown content that other.
Kristian, I just tweeted you a promo I cut for my debut match in the fan leagues. You tell me if I can cut a promo or not. Also, don't worry, other than that I do shit on Twitter, I barely even use it.
Shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot. Thank you, 50 Shades. But yeah, man, it was we're switching it up. We're doing a Schmoedown. Like, so for example, the like Dimalantas and Janine and Backstage and Rundown will all be in that category, right? And then Schmoedown Media, like a certain point of view, and Let's Get Ready to Schmoedown, and all these other shows. They're going to be, obviously Call to Action. They'll all be in that category. So just to let people know, that's how it's going to run next season. What's next? Anything?
No, there's a few more that came in,
Super Chat?
Streamlabs that came in. So let's get into Streamlabs, if that's okay with you, Kristian.
Okay, Billy.
Okay, cool. Dildo Baggins says, "Hey people."
That's another soundbite, right? You got so excited.
Dildo Baggins.
Dildo Baggins. Who was that, Ace?
That was Dildo Baggins.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Dildo. Hey people, I'll always support you guys. Regarding morning boners, or any natural body phenomena, have you all ever experienced having a morning boner, then you realize your pee-pee is so much bigger than ever before? Why does this happen? I had it earlier. Thanks, love y'all.
And I noticed that when I knock over plants on the way to the bathroom. Of course, man. It all happens to us. But Brett, how do you feel about it? What do the squirrels think?
Oh man, when I got one, I'm knocking over bonsai trees, little cactuses.
They send Brett to the Amazon.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I think there's a slight, there's a bit more engorgement when you have the pee involved, but I think.
Yeah, but that's the joke's on you because you can't really do it. You got to piss. You got to get rid of it.
Yeah, you can't.
Stupid.
Who thought you peed inside of a woman? And that was how babies were made. Yeah.
Okay. Nope. Just your hand is raised.
Hands
It
are
looks
down.
like. Yep. For the audio listeners, Brett's the only mentally impaired person on the panel.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's true.
I have to say, when I was a kid, apparently there's a story that when I was a kid, I
had a penis?
I had a penis. No, I woke up one
tiny
morning. Woke up one morning and went and smacked my dad on the front. I like your tail.
I remember. I was. Yeah. I
like your tail.
Yeah. That's. My daughter. I was getting ready one morning, and my daughter opens up the bathroom. I'm shit. And my daughter, she must be 3. Penis! Runs out. I'm like, oh, great. Unbelievable.
Oh man.
That's what happens when you gotta, especially when you're living with 3 women. You gotta be on guard at all times.
How about when you're living with 3 men?
True.
There's tails around that house galore.
I like your tail. I like your tail. I like your tail.
True.
But it's the morning tail. It's
Mama,
that
where's
morning
your
front
tail?
Yeah. Well, they know. What do they call it? They call it your perchina. What do they call it? Something that's
perchina.
Yeah, they call it. They mispronounce it, but yeah,
Trap.
At some point, they have to stop.
I like those plates up there. How much per china?
Yeah.
Alex, look at Alex.
Alex, dude.
Alex
no,
dropping
yesterday. Oh,
dude,
you gotta tune in on yesterday's show, Alex.
Yesterday's was pretty amazing.
Unfortunately, you can't log it into Letterboxd, the Colin Farrell sex tape. So
yeah,
Alex, Kristian, Alex asked this with the most. He was just like, did anybody else say that their favorite Irish movie is Colin Farrell's sex tape? And then he starts to go on to the next. And we're all like, what?
That's good.
Yeah, it was so good.
It's so funny. We talked about this before. It's where Alex has, in this version of SCN Live, has definitely found his voice as opposed to when we talked about when he came on SCN Live in studio, and he was on with Josh Robert Thompson for the first show. And it's like, and I don't think he said, how many words do you think he said that day?
Probably 2 sentences. My first show was with Bonnie and Kate. Actually, I was with the
That's
milk
right,
sandwich.
You were in between us.
Well, lucky bastard.
Thank you, pussy.
Ryan.
Got him.
Ryan was just
waiting.
on
the
trigger.
trigger.
Just waiting.
Oh, just waiting. Oh, so funny. Yeah. That was good. What's going on with Super Chat? Anything?
Yeah. Well, friend of the show says, "Happy birthday, Jamal. Do you remember your first day on the show? Talk about technical difficulties. Am I right?
Yeah.
Here's to more years with you. Here's to more years with you on the show. Honestly, didn't think you would make it this far, but you've become an awesome addition. What? Happy 24?
Should we make the announcement?
Wow. Yeah, the first day was, I'll never forget that. Never forget buying a brand new Apple M1 laptop the morning it came out and setting it up in 2 hours for the following day.
True. All right, listen. So let's get to some more. That's all the Super Chats?
Oh, we got more. We got plenty now.
Go ahead.
Came in once I asked for more.
All right, go ahead.
Creeper Sutherland says, Christian, trust me. The burp fart happened just a couple of days ago. Would love if you at least did commentary on it.
No, it didn't. That Wendy Williams.
That was like 2 years ago.
That was a long time ago. The Wendy Williams burp fart thing.
That was another one.
She did it. She did it again.
It's back.
No way. That's old, dude.
Burp fart.
She did it again. Wait, no.
I've never disagreed
This
with that.
does say 1 day ago,
life.
but that's
oh my God.
Old. Hold on. It is posting from yesterday, but all right, I'll play it.
Maybe it's a reboot.
Maybe she did it again. She's just
it's
ripping
the
balls.
Snyder cut, you guys.
All right, that's my favorite thing that I've ever seen. Is it on this whatever the hell this is, this blog? It starts off by saying Wendy Williams made a real stink about Kim Kardashian. Let's see. Wait, when did they get divorced? They get divorced recently?
They got separated recently.
Okay, so hold on. Let's see.
Down.
All right, so this is is this real? Can you hear that?
Yeah, turn up.
Yeah.
You can hear it?
Yep.
Okay.
She's not lonely.
We need it up a little higher.
Oh shit, that is real. I mean, not real. That is recent because they all have masks on.
You can't show video of this, or you just refuse.
Oh, I can show video of this. Hold on. Wait a second.
Who got separated?
Kanye and Kim Kardashian apparently. I don't give a shit. All right, here's the here. I can't remember about the fart and the burp. Here. That's legit.
Matter of time. She's not lonely.
Fart up
so
and
deep.
down.
I just hear the burp.
You don't hear the fart? Yeah, it's arm. Listen, arm.
See the
first part is
shake?
you don't hear the fart. It's arm burp. Listen to arm.
Oh.
It's arm is the burp. The
arm,
burp.
and it's
Arm is the
burp.
burp, and burp is the fart.
Let me lean in to
listen,
see.
Listen. Burp. You
Oh,
don't hear it still?
yeah. The burp is much more pronounced, though.
Yeah.
She's not lonely.
Yeah, there it is. It's there. So she's done that twice. It's like Jesus.
Yeah,
something stinks. Put a cork in it, will you? Either in your ass or whatever. She's burping, she's farting. I mean, try to get something going before. I mean, that's the second time she's done it. First time, it's like, okay, that's the second time, right? Am I wrong?
That's the second time.
Farting?
I think.
Yeah.
This is the second time. I remember her farting before. It's like, hey, listen, you know what? On this show, more power to you. Do what you got to do.
Well, I was saying, somebody brought it up when we were doing stereo with Ryan, and I was like, she seems like somebody we go, yeah, I burped and farted, whatever,
Yeah.
I'm surprised she covered it up. I would have expected her to just be like, oh, that happens.
Yeah. This also reminds me of this. Kate, have you ever seen the clip of Elmo when people thought that he was, it is Grover, not Elmo, Grover cursing? Did you ever hear that? All right, so I'm going to play this, and you guys tell me what you think you hear, okay? And this is one of those weird things. I think I played this on Clara Live back in the day, but tell me what you think you hear, okay? Hold on.
Oh, it's so low.
Is it low?
Yeah, you
okay.
try sharing the
Let me try to share the audio. Let's do that again. Give me a second, guys, because this is
think
from
Ryan was burp farting in this picture.
Maybe. All right. So here. So can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you hear it? What did you hear?
No.
Kate?
Didn't hear a single.
We can't
hear anything.
We can't hear any of it.
Is it low on YouTube? Is your YouTube volume?
Hold on. Try again. Hold on. Take it easy.
Move the camera! Yes, that sounds like an excellent idea.
What do you think you heard, Kate?
That's a fucking excellent idea.
It certainly sounds like that, right? Now, what I want you to hear when you hear it, I want you to hear that sounds like an excellent idea. Listen to. I want you in your head to hear that sounds like an excellent idea.
Move the camera. Yes, that sounds like an excellent idea.
Oh wow!
Wow!
Isn't that weird?
This is like the black. Like, is the dress black or gold?
It's weird. Now,
like Laurel or Yanni or whatever.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah. It's the same exact part. Now, again, I want you to hear that's a fucking excellent idea.
Move the camera. Yes, that sounds like an excellent.
Weird.
I hate life.
I'm tripping out right now.
Really weird. Here, one more time. Same part. Now it's that. Now I want you to hear that sounds like an excellent idea. Oh, sorry.
Move the camera. Yes. Move the camera. Yes, that sounds like an excellent idea.
It's so bizarre, isn't it? It's so bizarre.
Wait, and it's definitely not like somebody who made that video.
No.
Like,
it's the same clip. It's the same exact clip. It's really bizarre. I've
crazy.
Many times. And again, just showing you how innocent my daughter is. She's never heard the F bomb ever.
Have you ever seen when the Count does his song and they bleep every time he says "I count"?
Yes,
so
I have.
That's the funniest thing in the world.
Really.
He's like, "I count the spiders on the wall," but he goes, "I eat the spiders on the wall. I eat the spiders in the wall." He's just like,
it's really funny.
I can't remember if we did this one, but I sent it to you. It's from Sound of Music, where the nun asks Maria, and what she can't face, but it sounds a little.
Papa's chubby butthole donated $50. Here's $50, baby. Let's get Brett doing that Rocky scene where Mick shows up at his apartment. One line is, "Does my house stink?" Have to do full dialogue. It's on IMDb. Please do it like Kristian attacking someone in the chat. Love you, Brett.
All right, hold on.
And that was over $50.
I know. Put the Schmoedown on. So turn the Schmoedown off.
Okay.
Quiet over here.
I'm gotta get out of here.
She's not picking up. I'll try her again. And if she doesn't pick up the call, so I promise you that if I will try a bunch of times. She might. but I will. Let's see. You want to prank call Finstock in the meantime for an appetizer?
Appetizer, yeah.
Oh, she's calling me back. Hold on. Hey, honey, you're on the air. Just to let you know.
Oh no.
No, I just but I did you hear the bathroom thing go off just now? The monitor.
The monitor? You mean the alarm?
Yeah, the alarm.
No.
All right,
Why?
So don't freak out because Brett came over real quick.
What?
He's coming into. He's in the bathroom, but he's coming back in here too. He's on his way to get the vaccine. So he was going to come over and be on air for a little bit, but we've been distancing. He wasn't wearing the mask, but it was fine because he was over on the other side of it. But he just I didn't want to freak you out if he was on, if you went into the bathroom.
Well, there's no one in there.
Well, he's gone now. He's on his way back. I just wanted to let you know. That's why I called you originally to let you know so you didn't freak out.
And I'm on the air for this call?
Yes.
And the reason being
that I wanted to let you know because I was telling Brett that I'm gonna, that I don't think Sadie's gonna be thrilled about it, but I'll put it on. I'll definitely call to prove that you're gonna be not happy with me about this.
So he's going to get a vaccine right now. Why? Because he used our bathroom?
No, he's already on the way to get the vaccine.
What does that have to do with him using our bathroom?
Because he's coming in here to do a show and he didn't have a mask and all that. And I was like, if she's gonna, I said, you're gonna be very upset with me if you find out that he didn't have a mask, but even though he hasn't gotten the vaccine, then now this is what's happening.
I am so confused right now.
Why?
You're calling to tell me he used our bathroom, but he wasn't wearing a mask.
He wasn't wearing a mask inside of the studio when we were doing, as we were, because I know you get, but I figured if he's on the way to get the vaccine anyway. And he hasn't been around anybody. He's like us. He's like, the guy's an imbecile. So.
Okay.
You fine with that? What about the breakfast mess?
Not really. I'm not really okay with I mean, it would have been nice if you told me like last night.
Well, it was like impromptu.
It was impromptu for him to come over.
Yes.
And be on the show.
Yeah, because he's on his way, and he said, "Should I stop by?" And I said, "Yes." And I knew you were mad at me already about the breakfast mess, so I didn't want to check in about it.
Oh, the breakfast mess.
Yeah.
So we've just narrowed it down to just the breakfast mess.
But that's all you're mad at me about, or more than that?
Oh yeah, there's a lot more.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll talk later.
Okay.
Bye. That's not gonna go.
Oh God. Oh
well.
I feel like we just...
Oh, the things I do for you people.
No. Can I please call her and tell her it was a prank?
Yes, go ahead. Can you have the mic?
Yeah, yeah.
Speaker.
Hey Sadie, I'm also in the bathroom with Brett, and I'm also getting.
I'm also in the bathroom with Brett. It's hot in here.
Yeah, that was a cold one today.
It's not anymore.
Okay.
Can you hear it?
Can you hear it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello?
I was mortally opposed to that. It was a prank. Brett wasn't there. I was against it from jump. I'm very uncomfortable.
I didn't like that. I was holding back. I didn't want to be bitch.
There was none of it was real.
See?
None of it was real. None of it was real. None of it was real. And I was like, can I please call? I literally am like, I have my sweater over my head while he's making that call. He asked me first.
Are you on the show right now?
I'm on the show. I mean, I'm not in your house, I promise. But
No, you're not in my house.
I'm
but
on the show right
here
now.
Too?
Yes, I'm on the show right now. And I was like, no, Sadie, you have to understand. You watch the show from front to back and see if I ever agreed with that plan. I never did. I was always Team Sadie.
I believe you.
Oh.
But I walked into this house.
Okay, well, I'm pulling you off. Hold on.
All right, save. So, like
what
I said,
mess did you leave in the kitchen, man?
It wasn't that bad.
Okay.
Basic breakfast mess.
She'll disagree. It was a breakfast mess. But like I said, guys, so because of what you all just did to me, so now for $3,000, I will sleep in my garage. Someone said now Christian's going to get pop-up ads from Southwest Airlines who want to get away. I'm going to send flowers today. I told you, how well do I know my wife, though, for two reasons. One, I knew that the thing with Brett would get her. Two, I knew that she would say she controlled herself on air. That's why I said, yeah. So how'd that go? Okay, it's still on the air. She just blacked it out. Perfect.
Do you think Finstock would have been a worse example?
Well, we'll try it out. 1,500. We'll call Finstock and we'll prank him. I'm gonna tell him. You know what? I'll tell Finstock. I'll tell Finstock that we have to get. Let's see, who's someone on his team. I'll tell him that Roka called me and that Roka wants to jump off of his team. I'll say Roka wants to get off his team. So at 1,500, I'll say Roka called me and is demanding a trade.
It should be his first round pick, Griffin Newman, because that's more substantial.
Then Roka? I don't know if Roka leaves. The whole narrative of the Finstock exchange goes down the shitter. So I'm gonna So at 1,500, I'm gonna say that Roka just called me and said that he's demanding a trade. Let's do that. Do that.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, hey, I'm glad we hit our goal, but I probably should have come up with a better goal. All right, let's. Whatever happens. All right. So what's next? Is that everything, Alex?
No, we have plenty now. Inappropriate Gay Dude says, "Happy birthday, Ryan, aka Barry White. Who's that hosting today? Roka looks really pale." Christian, what are some of your favorite Yankees moments from back in the day?
I mean, it's got to be the Jeter toss against the Athletics. I mean, that was one of the best, and a lot of Jeter moments. '96 World Series to me was one of the biggest highlights ever in my fandom as a Yankee, because it was so hard throughout my younger years watching them, hoping they were in last place for a bit during like the Steve Sachs years and all that, and the '94 or '93. It looked like they were going to they were going to do in '94 was the strike, and that was the that one. And excuse me, it was '94 was the strike. '95 was the Mattingly year, and Mattingly was my favorite player, and it looked like he was. They made it to the playoffs, and then they got bounced. Then this first year out, they win the championship. So all that stuff. All right, what's next?
See that guy over there says, "Hello, SEN crew. I haven't watched the Snyder Cut yet, but I was curious. Do you think this was supposed to be the Justice League Part 1/Part 2 that was originally planned, or do you think it evolved into its own thing?"
I think it's kind of a mixture of both. Mixture of both. Yeah, because there's something that you definitely, there's a particular, I mean, there are a few things that they reshot for this, but there's one that stands out that was reshot for this movie, and it works, but it's clear as day that that was clearly shot within the last like 6 months, but it's great. So I think that it all ties together.
Hey, Kristian.
Yeah.
I just want you to remember that that Ryan's birthday, we're always going to remember Ryan's birthday. It's the day that you were murdered.
I know.
It was the last day of your life.
Hey, listen.
Everybody send in your goodbyes to Kristian.
I'll blame it on Rocha. If Rocha could have hit his goal on Monday, we wouldn't be in this position right now.
I told her, I said, listen, we brought money.
Oh my God.
Exactly. Yeah, it's the truth. Hey, it happens. It happens. So, for those people going, hey, should I get married? Yes.
Yes, right, just not to Kristian, I think is right.
I will prank you on air. It's the truth. It's absolutely the truth. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk in there, and when she starts talking about the breakfast mess, I'm gonna say, "You wrote a fucking note from a leprechaun." And that's what I'm gonna say. Did that go over well, Kate? Probably not.
I gotta tell you, Kristian, if you were busy from now until 5 p.m., that serves you the best, I think.
Who leaves a note from a leprechaun?
Who would do it in your own handwriting?
It wasn't in her handwriting. She switched up, and to be fair, my daughter, when she saw it originally, was very excited. She's like, he left a note. Oh. She was very excited about it, but I also think she meant
she got her forensics team in there.
That was it. She just started to kind of crack down, and it's like that voice in her head is like, "Hey, you're fucking almost 10 now. Let's figure this shit out." And then she was so cute. She was battling it. So, anyway, what's next?
Candlelight vigil for Kristian.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, Quicksilver, do me a favor. Run into my house and go clean my fucking dishes and come back in there to do it like within 3 seconds.
Yeah.
That would be
amazing.
Done.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
All right, what's next?
Justin Square says, "I feel sometimes that we can forget to appreciate things as much as we probably shouldn't for whatever reason, but I just want to clap it up for Kristian. The Schmoedown is my daily obsession and has brought me so many great memories along with a community that I love to interact with. You do so much for all the fans, and we all appreciate it so much, even on the days where some of us freak out over 5 corners or things like I Am Robot.
Well, do me a favor. What is this
passionate? Thanks, Kristian."
What's this person's name?
Oh.
Justin Square.
All right, I want you to send Justin Square my wife's phone number and tell him to call her and read that. All right, what's next?
Thank you very much, Justin.
Thank you, Justin. It was very sweet, Justin. Justin actually posts stuff all the time in the Facebook. He's very active on the Facebook group, and you guys should be active on that group too, because we're doing. Ben, I figured you'd like this. We do that poll now every week of the manager of the week and the player of the week. I think that's a lot of fun for the players, a lot of fun for the managers, and it's the Facebook group that votes on it. So make sure that you jump over there and check it out.
Who was the first player? Who was the first player of the week ever?
Ever was. Who was? It wasn't Saul. It was the second one. First one. Who the hell was the first player of the week? It was Dan Merle.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. But who was the second player of the week?
Saul. And it probably would have been. I mean, if we'd done it during the beginning of the season, it probably would have been Mara Canopic, I would assume, first.
Okay, but but the week that Saul played, who was the winner?
He was Saul. Yes. Yay! And a lot of people were arguing that you should have been manager of the week that week, but
no, Saul did it on his own. He didn't need me.
No, I don't know about that. No. He gives you a lot of props. I
know he does, but that's
mutual. Gregory Dopp says, "Good God, what happens on April 1st on this channel?"
Oh no!
It's true. I know. Well, that's the other thing is that the other day my daughter, they've already been planning the April 1st joke for me. My wife is always trying to come up with April Fools to try to get me, right? I think she's got me once in the amount of years that we've been together, and she has been planning something out with my 2 kids. And so the other day, my 9-year-old does the prank, and she's like, "Dad, there's a massive spider in here. Come in here." I go, "What are you talking about?" No, there isn't. And she's like, "April Fools." I go, "It's fucking March." Right? and you hear my wife go, "No, not now. You just gave away the joke."
By the way, when the divorce papers show up tomorrow, just remember it's not April 1st tomorrow. That is real.
You're getting divorce papers?
No, you are.
Yeah, right. All right, what's next? Happy birthday, Ryan.
Thank you.
Yes. Happy birthday,
Love all the birthday wishes, you guys.
Yeah, it's true. It's amazing that the $1,000 in donations that we got today were for me prank calling my wife, and how about some birthday wishes for this poor fuck?
Yeah, about it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Come
on. Well, nice. See, that's my loving way of asking. This poor fuck.
Yeah.
Shit.
I know.
Yeah.
People.
Happy birthday, shithound. All right, what's next?
Dustin Square's back, saying, "You know the world can see us in a way that's different than who we are, creating space between us till we're separate hearts." How does it go? "But your faith gives me strength to believe we're breaking free, soaring, flying. It's not a star in heaven that we can't reach." Sing it with me, Kristian. "If we're trying, so breaking free."
Breaking free.
Was that
a Streamlab?
That was a Streamlab from Justin Square.
Was that from a church? Is that a church song?
High School Musical. Come on, Kate.
Oh,
Sorry, guys. So a church. So definitely from a church.
Yeah. From a church, yes.
Go.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Amen.
The Kids Geek says, if Donald Trump has a daughter called Pauline, does that make her a Trumpoline?
Sorry about that.
Do you know why?
Oh, excuse me.
Do you know why leather armor is perfect for stealth missions? Because it's literally made of hide.
Ooh, I
like
it.
I got a PS5 for my girlfriend. Best trade I ever made.
I like that one. I like that one.
Quick reminder, I don't have a girlfriend, and even if I did, she would probably trade me for something better.
Stop!
Come on. My driving instructor told me to turn on the car, so I kissed the wheel and started to rub the gear shift handle.
Oh, shit.
If Iron Man and Silver Surfer team up, will they be alloys?
Ooh, that's a science joke. Yo.
Thank you very much, 50 Shades.
Thank you, 50 Shades.
You can't hear that, can you?
Sorry. I got before I forget this in my brain. Last night I told Alexa to turn off the music. I set a timer to turn off the music for 15 minutes, and she goes, "Okay, for how long?" Oh. And Lonnie and I just sat there like, what? And like an existential, like, what do you mean for how long? Like, till the next time we want to play? Just indefinitely? I don't know what to do! For how long? Turn off the lights. Okay. For how long? So don't get an Alexa, is what I'm trying to say. They're the devil. She's listening.
She is.
She's right behind you.
She's a real asshole.
She's right behind me.
She's a real asshole.
I can't reach it.
Yeah. Hey, you fun people out there. We have the First Class League made some announcements last night. First Class League is going to be having some Josh Robert Thompson. We mentioned him before. He is officially in the First Class League. Very excited about that. Cooper Barnes, Captain Man from Henry Danger, he is going to also be in the First Class League. Very excited. John Knight, yet another new addition to the First Class. David Campbell, First Class League. So if you follow the First Class League Twitter, there's announcements, and they're going to continue to come on. And I think that Let's Get Ready to Schmoedown, their website also posted all the announcements. So that's going to start on March 30th, whatever that Tuesday is, March 30th, on Twitch. So if you're following the Schmoedown channel, please do that. And for people wondering, is it going to be on the YouTubes? Yes, it will. 2 weeks later from the air date on Twitch, it will be on Schmoedown Extra. So go and subscribe to Schmoedown Extra, and that's it.
Yeah,
so,
you named all the notable people that we know that are going to be on the First Class League.
100. Sorry, Brett.
Yep.
Well, one of these days we'll
no,
get you.
Single person.
No,
Every
there's somebody else that we know that was announced.
Well, who?
Alex.
Erasure.
Oh, Alex Marzoña.
Erasure there.
Oh,
He was. I forgot that he was announced last night. That's right.
Yeah.
I didn't want to blow the surprise.
Look at Alex. Look at him.
Darkside says, "What's up, guys?"
Alex Marzoña in the First Class League, ladies and gentlemen. Is your gimmick, or will you be singing every time you arrive to the ring?
Don't give it away, Christian.
Yeah.
Sorry, just kidding. Now Alex is also mad at me, so at $2,000, I'll prank Alex the day.
Prank all my parents.
Yeah, so funny just listening to the anger and steam going through my wife's ears as she was controlling herself, knowing
She
that
really
she was on the air.
did. She really did control herself. Quite well.
I told you, Kate. I told you. I said this is why I have to tell her that she's on the air.
Yes, that was very. You know your wife very well.
Very well, very well. She says that's why I said, honey, we're on the air. So don't say anything that's gonna make your head explode on the air.
Yep.
She's my wife.
Exactly. So this is going to be a fun conversation later. I love you guys. Thanks. Thanks, Roka.
Yeah.
What did Roki? What was the goal for Monday?
Oh, geez, I don't remember.
Exactly.
Probably 500.
It's the lowest. It's the lowest amount of money we've ever made on this show was on Monday. Thank you.
We were also talking about musicals the whole time.
That'll do it. That'll do it. That'll do it.
It was all politics. Sorry.
Yeah.
It was a 2-hour conversation about Ezra Miller.
I did.
So next.
Not Ezra Bridger.
Ezra Bridger. I get that too.
Oh, you guys. This is what Christian's choosing to do with the last few moments of his life.
He's playing the Colin Farrell sex tape in the background.
Brace yourself. All right, here's the.
Oh my god. Oh good.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember. Just hey, man, you understand why Colin Farrell when he's doing interviews like that guy seems confident. He's hung like a rhinoceros. You understand?
Yeah.
All right, here's the. All right, let's get to the next question.
Darkside says, "What's up, guys? Hey, Ryan. Happy birthday. Sorry about last night when the New York Rangers beat the shit out of the Flyers 9-0. And pretty sure the Brooklyn Nets will take first place by Friday, but happy birthday."
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, also the Sixers went in overtime and after a 6-win streak. They did lose, but I think they're going to win. They didn't have Joel Embiid, so give me a fucking break.
Language.
Sorry.
Joy.
Don't say break.
Language.
All right, keep going.
50 Shades of Geek. I've got this problem where I can't stop telling airplane jokes. My doctor says it's terminal. I really hope this joke takes off and doesn't go over your head, otherwise it'll just be plain awful and won't land well.
No.
Oh my god.
That was pretty dense there.
Yeah, it was pretty dense.
I got a new vacuum cleaner yesterday. It sucks.
Oh, I like that one.
It's like Jay London style.
A blind man walks into a bar, then a table, then a chair.
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Hashtag justice for Alex. Thank you, 50 Shades.
Thank you.
All right, Mystery Prizes says, let's play a game. First person on the panel to guess the correct answer to this trivia question wins a mystery prize. Question: what year did the Eagles win the Super Bowl?
2018. It was 2017 season.
Oh my god.
Oh, exposed.
Challenge.
Cancel him.
Challenge.
Yeah.
Question number 2. What year was Brett Sheridan born?
Ooh.
1973.
74, you guys.
Was 74?
Yeah.
9 wins.
Just same age as Bonnie.
Sweeping.
Yep. Same year.
All right.
Your prize is
Sorry,
you get to
Brett.
host
I really
2
SEN Live.
times the age of Ryan Nilsen.
We're gonna
let that sink in.
Bring it up.
Let that sink in.
Yeah, that's our stereo show.
Yeah, nice job.
Literally
Nice job.
2.5.
Speaking of stereo, Brett and I are going to be on stereo pretty soon here. 12
Yeah.
12:05.
Oh, I better go pee again.
Yeah, do it. All right, what's next?
Mr. Anus says, just sending in my birthday dishes for Ryan. Happy birthday.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Thank you.
There you go. Okay.
Birthday dishes?
Birthday dishes, baby.
Oh. Birthday dishes. Okay.
Breakfast
Jumping into super chats. Joey Gonzalez says, happy birthday, Jamal.
Hey.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Not
Okay.
my real first name.
Eamon John says, should they make a documentary about the history of the Snyder Cut, the story of fans kneeling down to studio?
I think they should definitely. I mean, it's a pretty fascinating story, I think. So, yeah, I think so for sure. What do you think about that, Wendy?
He's not lonely.
Quick work. You made quick work of that.
Yes.
Peaceful Guy donates and doesn't say anything, so thank you very much, Peaceful Guy. We appreciate you.
That is peaceful.
Thank you.
Very peaceful. Yeah.
Jamin John says, I gave my love a cherry that had no stone. I gave my love a chicken that had no bones. I gave my love a story that had no end. I gave my, you know what's next.
I gave my love a cherry that had no.
I don't know what's next.
Story is I love you. No, God, what is it? I gave that. Oh, I know this. Hold on. All right, I'll come back to it. Jamin John, I'm gonna come back to that.
Cool.
Prince That Wasn't Promised says, the Sixers barely beat the Knicks. ... Happy birthday, Ryan.
Happy birthday. All right.
Happy birthday, Ryan. That's right.
Next.
And then the last one for now is from 50 Shades of Geek. Also, I gotta respect Christian's dying wish. Happy birthday, Ryan.
That's right. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Thank you guys. It really means a lot.
Yeah. They just aired Lacey Gilleran's promo on the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Twitter. If you're not following the Twitter account, well, I just don't like you if that's the case. But if you're not following the Twitter account, you should, because they put all the promos and stuff from all the competitors. So please go on over there and check out the Schmoedown. It is fun. All right, look, we're gonna call this a day, and let's hit the music, because Brett and I are gonna be doing our show at 12:05. So head on over to stereo.com/Kristian Harloff. Follow Kate Mulligan, Alex Marzoña, Ben Goddard, the birthday boy, Ryan Nilsen. Everybody, please check us out. And I love the fact that Brett is not even on camera right now as we go to break. So we'll see you guys very soon. And peace out. Make sure you watch that match today between Lacey Gilleran and Gold Leader. It's a Star Wars match. Brett, see you at 12:05. Peace.
And hey, if you love SEN Live, check out Dan Murrell's podcast, All My Movies, where each episode he pulls a movie from his personal collection off the shelf to go in a deep dive into the stories he loves and all the fans love as well. What these movies mean to him. Wednesdays, 4 p.m., guys. Peace.